Right, this is going to be a quick trading course that I'm going to be starting for the next couple of weeks. My name is Joe. I have been trading full time for the last 2, 3 years now. I'm going to be making this because a lot of people that have looked into trading, have tried to get into trading, gave an excuse to get into trading or invest into trading because of their current situations. But I come from an Asian single mother raised household. My mum flew over from the Philippines. She flew over to England. I was born and raised in England from my mum. Didn't really have a dad growing up from 2 years old. So I've had that care from her since then, which also means that we didn't have a lot of money. Obviously, she tried to work when she could. She did fall really ill, unfortunately, but fortunately, she did make it. She flew back over to the Philippines, got the healthcare that she needed, spent a few months over there, come back, and she is completely fine, thank God. But I just wanted to put that out there to people that think they're in worse situations and giving the excuses to come into this, because some of you lot have the mum and dad, the full families. You've got the dad where you can ask for a couple £100 or give him the idea of you want to try and give this out. I never had that. I've had to do all this myself. I've had to go get a job. I've had to get the money myself. I've not had my mum to ask for a little bit of money. Don't get me wrong, I've asked for 20, 30 quid, 40 quid, 50 quid. Sometimes she might give it to me on a rare occasion, on my birthday maybe. But what I'm trying to push out is all you really need is yourself to just go get a job, do the things that you need to do, build up your money, use that money to put into something, invest into yourself, invest into a skill. And then from that point, you unlock the next stage of life. Because I think a lot of you guys right now are stuck on that first stage of life where you've just turned 16, you've just turned 18, and you've now got a job, and you've got that feeling of being paid a paycheck, being paid 2, 3, 4K a month, and being quite comfortable with that when you can actually do a lot more. But I am going to make this video quite quick. For this first one, I'm not going to go into any technicals. I'm literally just going to go over what trading actually is, because I want to start this as if you lot knew nothing about trading. So if you have in the past learned anything to do with trading, so you've gone to learn strategies like ICT, TGR, fair value gaps, terms like liquidity sweeps, I want you to completely forget about all them terms, completely forget about everything you've learned. And I want you to come at this course in a way, come at these videos with a fresh brain, completely empty, and then go at the market with what I've taught you after, because this is a strategy that I believe will work for a lot of people that was in a similar situation to me, a lot of people that are still in that situation, that I believe this will help. The way that I'm going to be teaching you as well, the style that I'm going to be teaching you is a style of swing trading. So I don't day trade, I don't intraday trade, I don't scalp trade. I literally just swing trade, which means that I am trading 3, 4, 5, maybe even less times a month, but I'm holding longer moves, I'm catching bigger moves, and I just believe this is the easiest way to learn. I also think it's the less riskiest in a way, but yeah, this is the style of trading that I'm going to be going over. Like I said, I think it's the easiest, but this video, I'm just going to be going over what trading actually is. So the first thing that you are going to be seeing on your charts are these things. So these are all candlesticks. These are what you're going to be watching. These are what you're going to be seeing all day, every day. These candlesticks simply just tell you whether price is moving up or down. So when you're trading, you have two options. You can either buy or you can sell. So when, let's say you was to look for a buy on the chart and you was to enter, you would press buy and the market would enter you in at a certain price that you've pressed buy at. So this is your entry line. The way that you make money is if price continues to push further above your entry line, you would make money. Vice versa for sells. If you had entered a sell, your entry point would be at a certain price where you entered at, and you would look for this to come below your entry line to make money. If price on a buy, this can possibly happen, is push up, you can be in profit, but then eventually it comes down and it's below your entry line, you'd have lost money. And same with sells. If this comes above your entry line when you're looking for it to push down, you'd have lost money again. So with buys, you were looking for price to move above your entry line. With sells, you're looking for price to move below your entry line to make money. The only thing that matters is which side price is going to be on from your entry point. So either above from buying or below from selling. Just to answer a few questions that I think people are going to be skeptical about, or probably going to ask, or going to have an opinion on towards trading. Trading is not gambling. So I can see why trading can be seen as gambling, because don't get me wrong, you definitely can gamble and make a lot of money doing this. But if you come at trading with a systemized, risk managed approach, you cannot consider this to be gambling, because you are not risking your whole account. You are not risking the full pot of money that you were putting in, like you was to place a bet, like you was to stick, what, 500 quid on a fucking boxing fight. You've then only got that one boxing fight, that one opportunity to make money from that 500 quid. However, with trading, you have endless opportunities. The chart's moving every single day. You have Monday to Friday to trade certain pairs. You also have crypto to trade on the weekends, which also do trade Monday to Friday as well, but they just still trade on the weekends. You have all them opportunities to make money where you do not need to risk your full account. You only need to risk a certain percentage, 5-10% at very max, to make a bigger percentage, which could be what, 40, 50, 60%. So from a 10% risk to make 60%, I don't think you can consider that gambling, because you can also go off your own data, tracked data from past performance, from past markets where you've built this data. It's still not on live markets, no, but that sort of data will show you what sort of thing, or an average on what could happen in the future. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be teaching you how to swing trade, because it suited me. I've done all the stuff that you lot are probably doing right now, waking up at 5 a.m, traveling from one side of the country to the other side or up to the bottom. I've stayed in the hotels for weeks. I've done the grafting. I've been out doing jobs till 10 p.m. with my partner, and I've still managed to make it work. I've still managed to get to this point where I managed to be. I've not put any excuses on the table. I've literally just done it from point A to point B, learning the same stuff, doing the same consistent stuff, investing into myself. And this is exactly why I'm going to teach it my way, because I think people need to understand it a bit more in an easier term than what is put out there on YouTube. Because I think YouTube right now, a lot of people are using fancy terms, overcomplicating, just teaching you stuff that you don't necessarily need to know to make money from the markets. We can go over that stuff, don't get me wrong, we probably will in the future, but for right now, what I'm concerned about is obviously getting people to start doing well from this. This is exactly why I'm going to teach you this way of trading. You are going to need money to trade, so a lot of people have messaged me in the past saying, oh, do you need money to trade? Can I just start with zero? No, you can't, because you're trading with money. You need money to trade. So you need to come at trading with a plan. You need to be organized. You need to, based off what your real life is, what your situation is at the minute. You can't come into trading thinking, oh, I've got 300 quid, I'm going to stick it into this, or I've just been paid a tax bill, or I've just been taxed what they call a tax rebate, or I've just had a big lump sum of money come through, I'm going to stick it into trading. No, I don't think you should do that. I think you should plan it off your real life. What's your wage? How much are you earning a month? What are your bills? What's your food? What's your rent? Calculate all your outgoings and then work out what you've got left, because then what you've got left, that is the money that you can use for whatever, no matter what you win, or no matter if you make money, no matter if you lose money. Everything else is taken care of. You paid your bills, you paid your food, you paid your rent. So normally this saved money is the money that you probably spend on shit and go out for the weekend, spend on a dot two, end up being a dot four, end up being a gram. So that's a bit of money gone as well. So people get caught up in stupid shit when you can just use this money to invest in yourself and hopefully get a better outcome from your money instead. It's like, let's say you was on a 2k wage and your bills and outgoings was 1k. You've still got a k then left to spend. Why don't you put some money in savings, split what's left, so then you've still saved a bit, you've still got a backup plan, and then the rest you invest into yourself. Because I think a big problem is a lot of people aren't putting any action in. You're all keen to watch videos, but you're not keen to actually invest. You're not keen to actually put the action in, put the actual thing that needs to be done to actually make it worth something. Because win or lose, that money that you're putting into this, that money that you put into any other industry like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, fucking marketing, you are probably going to be putting money into that at some point to either scale to start or to just, like I said, scale. Like you'll put them into paid ads. Money goes into your business. So you need to get used to using your money to make money. Because if you aren't starting doing that, if you aren't doing that now, you're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to have the mindset to know that money makes money. And I guarantee you, a lot of you say that money makes money, but you're not using it. And I've seen it, and you're not using it. Continue to say it, but follow what you say. With swing trading as well, like I said, you're not going to be trading every single day. You're not going to be staring at the chart 24/7, because that is not what I wanted to get into. I got into trading because I wanted the time freedom. I didn't want to be glued to a chart. I didn't want to be doing the trading live streams where I'm going to be sat literally like this. I'd be sat like this with a chart up like this, sitting there for 4, 6, 7 hours, pretending I'm doing something when I'm not. All I'm doing is waiting for this to get to here, to this area. Once price is in that area, then I'll look to get on the chart. Then I'll probably sit down here for an hour max. But until then, I'm not doing anything. Until then, I can normally sit here, record a video. I can sit here, go out to the spa, because that's the sort of life that I wanted from trading. I didn't want to be sat on a desk looking at this live streaming, pretending that I'm doing something, because you're not learning. Like, no one's learning from that. You're just copying. Like, yes, you can copy me, but in your head, you're not actually going to think you're doing something. So I don't know. It's just something I didn't want to get into, but this is why swing trading I think is good as well. Because let's say you went to work, like I said, you can wake up in the morning, set your areas, work out where price is gonna, or work out where you want price to go. If price is not there, you simply don't do anything. If price is there, that's when you maybe just get a moment, go to the toilet, have a little sit down on your break, and prepare yourself to do that. It gives you that time, that planning, that organized sort of thing where you can be prepared to trade, instead of watching the chart every day on your phone, like bringing it out every 20 minutes out of your pocket, thinking, oh, watching the 5-minute time frame. No, you don't need to be doing that. Just wait. Just literally wait and watch the market. You need to watch this as if you're a spectator. You don't want to be playing, you want to be spectating. So until this is here, down here, I'm spectating. And then when it's in this area, that's when I'm playing. But yeah, that is, I'm going to wrap this up as the first video. Like I said, this is just going to be a short thing of what trading actually is, just so you understand what I'm actually going to be trying to teach you. And obviously, so you can understand what trading actually is. This is going to be happening over the next few weeks. So I'm going to be trying to upload daily, or at least every other day. And I'm going to be going into things a little bit. No, I'm going to go into things properly, but maybe explain them in a way that you should be able to understand them a lot easier, because I do think people need to know how to do this stuff. And I think people are just struggling to learn this stuff because you were being taught just unnecessary stuff, big terms, big words, just a load of bullshit that you don't need to know. I'll be going over some psychology and how I view things. Some of you might not agree with how I view things, because to be honest, the way that I view things in trading is, it has come into a big factor on how I view things in real life as well. but I'll go into that. I'll go into a bit more that goes in my head so you understand it a bit more. And I hope this is going to help someone or help anyone that is in a similar spot to what I was in, or maybe even in a better spot. Like I said, I think some of you are just stressing about your situations a bit too much. You've not actually put action into anything. You're just risking not having money in your bank. It's not hard to make money. If you've not got money right now, apply for a job, go get a job. After a month, you'll have money. It's not that hard. So there's nothing to be stressed about. Next video I'm going to be going on about is trends. So I will see you in the next one.